Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran Basics in English. We are busy with the story of Musa alayhi salam. Right, so remember there was a round city call to kill all the babies because there's going to be an enemy to Pharaoh. And the mother of Moses, Musa alayhi salam, got the message to put the baby in a basket, and the baby floated out the Nile River. A small tributary was in the botanical gardens of the palace. They picked him up, and the wife of Pharaoh, Asiya, said, "Let's adopt him, let's not kill him." And he agreed. So let's continue with the story of Musa alayhi salam. Right. So the wife of Pharaoh said, "Here is a joy of the eye for me and for you. Slay him not. It may be that he will be of use to us, or we may adopt him as a son." And they perceived not what they were doing. But there came to be a void in the heart of the mother of Moses. She was going almost, it was on the tip of her tongue, almost to disclose his case, had we not strengthened her heart with faith so that she might remain a firm believer. And she said to the sister of Moses, "Follow him." So she, the sister, watched him in the character of a stranger, and they knew not. She just stood by the side of the garden, just pretending to be a nobody, but her eyes were focused on her brother to see, is he safe? Okay, who's picking him up? Where are they taking him? And she kept following him because she just made like she was one of the servants working there, and she walked with them right into the palace to see what is going on. And they ignored her, but she knew exactly what's going on because then she can give feedback to her mother, right? And we ordained that he refused suck at first until his sister came up and said, "Shall I point out to you the people of our house that will nourish and bring him up for you and be sincerely attached to him?" And this is how beautifully it works. The psychology of adults and people is that they get very scared of babies. They panic, they don't know what to do, right? Especially those who have never been around babies. Now you can imagine the royal household. The wife of Pharaoh never had children. They don't know what it is to have babies. Now all of a sudden they found this beautiful baby. They want to adopt this child, and the child is crying. So now they don't know what to do. And we know that as a mother will tell you, if a child cries, you do a few simple basic things. Check the nappy, change the nappy. Feed the baby, make sure the baby is not distressed in any way, and the baby is then fine. Now they change the nappy, baby is still crying. Because now they know the baby is hungry. Now they're panicking, what do we do? So in this state of consternation, even like big adults will be, they'll say, what do we do with this little tiny bundle? Meanwhile, the sister is watching everything, watching their panic, watching how they're getting so confused, what to do. They just want a solution. They try to call other nursing mothers. No, that baby is refusing everybody. Now she got her chance. This is the decree of Allah. So she raised her hand and she said, "Excuse me, I got a solution for you. I know of a wonderful woman in the city. Let's try her out." And they were wanting a solution. They didn't care who's this child, who's this girl standing in the corner here. They didn't care. They just want a solution. They said, "All right, go fetch her. Hurry up, go fetch her. We just want this baby to stop crying." Right? So then let's see what goes further. So now sister is now saying, "Shall I point out to you the people of a house that will nourish and bring him up for you and be sincerely attached to him?" They'll say, "Yes, yeah, we want something like that," right? So thus did we restore him to his mother, that her eye might be comforted, that she might not grieve, and that she might know that the promise of Allah is true, but most of them do not understand. So the sister of Moses ran quickly back home, told her mother the wonderful news. Come, they need you. Come, your problem is solved. You can see your baby again, but shh, keep quiet. Don't tell them you are the mother. As far as everyone is concerned, you're a stranger, you're just a suckling mother. Your child has been lost. Now you're going to just come quietly. So the mother of Musa came quietly into the royal palace. Look around, they all invited her in. She looked at her dear baby. The last time she saw him, she put him in the basket floating away, and her eyes were overflowing with tears of worry. But now her eyes were filled with tears of joy. Her heart was cooled as she saw her baby crying there. And she told everyone, don't worry, I got this under control. She picked up her baby as a mother would do. She cradled the baby in her arms with all love that a mother would do. And as soon as she started breastfeeding him, Musa alayhi salam kept quiet, and the entire palace breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, you are hired for the job, you got it under control, and everyone was happy. So now imagine, the mother, so Musa is now living in the palace. The mother of Musa is also living in the palace, and the sister is also living in the palace because she's the one who arranged everything. So now all of a sudden they are regarding them as, as people who are now caring for the royal prince in the palace, right? In this way, this is the decree of Allah. Allah knows the future. Allah plans everything, right? It is only in hindsight that we understand what is going on. So in this way, thus did we restore him to his mother, that her eye might be comforted, that she might not grieve, and that she might know that the promise of Allah is indeed true. But most people do not understand this, right? When he reached full age and was firmly established in life, we bestowed on him wisdom and knowledge. Look how important wisdom and knowledge is. Throughout the Quran, the people with knowledge are given such high priority and regard and honor and dignity. And then also later in life, when he meets Khidr alayhi salam, someone who got more knowledge than him, right? For thus do we reward those who do good. And he entered the city at a time when its people were not watching. It was probably the siesta time. People were snoozing in the afternoon and so on, because in the Middle East, the afternoons are very, very hot. And people stay away from the sun, and it's generally quiet. It's very sleepy in the afternoon. And he found that two men fighting, one of his own religion and the other of his foes. That means one was of his religion, the other one was of the Egyptians, right? Now the man of his own religion appealed to him against his foe, and Moses struck him with his fist and made an end of him. Remember, Moses was brought up in the palace in all manners of warfare and fighting, because as a royal prince he needed to know how to ride the chariots, how to use the sword, how to have hand-to-hand combat. So he's a very strong fellow. With one shot, that guy died. End of the story, right? So he said, this is a work of evil, the work of Shaitan, for he is an enemy that manifestly misleads. He prayed, Ya Rabbal Alameen, O my Lord, I have indeed wronged my soul. Immediately he realized his error and he asked for forgiveness. Astaghfirullah. Do you then forgive me? So Allah forgave him. So now he's forgiven for his error, right? For Allah is indeed Ghafurur Rahim, for he is the oft forgiving, most merciful. He said, Ya Rabbal Alameen, O my Lord, for that you have bestowed your grace on me, never shall I be a help to those who sin. So he made a firm commitment. I'm not going to be indulging in this type of thing, no matter how tempting it is. So he's going to be tested now because of what he said. So the next day, the same thing happens. So he saw the morning in the city looking about in a state of fear, when behold, the man who had the day before sought his help, called aloud for his help again. That means this guy here was the troublemaker, not the other fellow. This guy of his own people is the troublemaker, right? Moses said to him, you are truly, it is clear, a quarrelsome fellow. Then, when he decided to lay hold of the man who was an enemy to both of them, that man said, O Moses, is it your intention to slay me, as you slew a man yesterday? Your intention is none other than to become a powerful, violent man in the land, and not to be one who sets things right. Look how powerful this message hit into Musa alayhi salam, right? And there came a man running from the furthest end of the city. He said, "O Moses, the chiefs are taking counsel together about you to slay you. So get you away, for I do give you sincere advice." He therefore got away therefrom, looking about in a state of fear. He prayed, "Ya Rabbal Alameen, O my Lord, save me from people given to wrongdoing." Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.